Okay, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. And I want to introduce to you the day of the 27th of the 12th. You see, I've got to improvise because I said introduce and I said that wasn't the right word I wanted to use. So I said, let me what I can do. So I said, let me introduce you to the 27th of the 12th, which is December the 27th of the 12th at 9:02, because that's how we roll, all the way from the UK here, Jamaica connecting with Oneil Cross. Oneil, how are you, buddy?
I am doing good, buddy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. I can't complain. Somebody said earlier today that as England, is England got sunshine? And I said, yes, we got sunshine. Because as I picked it out of the video, I could have shown it. Yes, we do have sunshine here. And I showed that we have sunshine. And I said, there we go again. Fake, 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 fake news all over the place and something like that. But listen, what's going on now? I mean, how was the Christmas? How was the Christmas otherwise, buddy?
Christmas was good, man. Can't complain at all. You just stay sort of in your bubble. You couldn't. Yeah, it's not that you couldn't travel. You just have to be safe. So a lot of folks follow the guidelines. Some folks went home, but in all, it was a good Christmas, I think, despite the year.
Yes, it's interesting you said despite the year, because the year has been a very challenging one for many persons, especially in the UK. Many people are not happy because they weren't able to spend that time with their families. But as I said, sometimes you got to pull back to preserve life so you can enjoy more time with the families in the future as well. And also in the States where you are now, there's been a little breakthrough in the fact that there's a stimulus bill, but there's still a holdback, isn't it?
Yeah, there's still a holdback. Hopefully that will get signed, but I think the administration will come out and say, $600 is just too little. Give everyone $2,000. So I think there's a wait and see, if he's going to sign it. I don't think there's any news in terms of him saying, yes, I'm going to veto it. He's just not saying anything. So the folks are hoping that he will sign it. And I think Congress is meeting tomorrow to vote on sort of the $2,000. So hopefully that get passed and we could give the relief to the American people that is well needed.
Well, yeah, that is something. I mean, I was seeing some different figures about where the USA lies, and the USA lies at the lower level in the sense of the payout packages. The UK is up there with other countries, but it's a very trying time. And as of course, with the old vaccine, so many questions have been asked about the vaccine still, but I know you got a perspective that you're waiting to join the queue.
No, I said that I would, you listen to your doctors, and obviously we're not medical doctors, but my point of view is go take the vaccine once your group is called. I think in the US right now, I think the last number is over 1 million vaccine was administered across the country. My mom took it 2 days ago.
Yes.
And she said the only thing she's feeling is sort of a soreness in the arm.
Yes.
And that's it. But other than that, I would say, folks, go out once you go take the vaccine. And the way I look at it to say, as I go around my parents and everybody else that are more elderly, I want to make sure I'm safe. So once my group is called, I'm going to go take it. So I would encourage everyone to just go take it once your group is called.
So I guess let's say as the roll is called up yonder, you'll be there.
Exactly.
All right. Well, listen, Oneil, tonight what we have, we've got Jenny, and she's television and radio personality. She's going to be on the show. One of the things why we wanted her is because of a key topic, and it's regarding BPO, the way forward. And Jenny, a pro-graduate of Bamboo All Age School, York Life School, which is myself as well, Yorkis, Brownstown Community College.
I thought she went to Edwin Allen. Oh, I mixed that up. Oh, okay.
You thought she was from Edwin Allen? Well,
yeah, I thought she was from Edwin Allen. Oh, okay.
She'll sort you out with that. I think that's the first thing she said when she comes on. But very interesting about things like BPO and these sort of companies as well. What's your take? Is it as one of the way forward?
Yeah. I would say over the last probably 10 years, Jamaica's humongous investment in business process outsourcing. And, for folks who are listening, what that is where companies outsource sort of their back office customer services to companies in Jamaica, for example. There's areas in India and other countries, Costa Rica, Guyana, Trinidad, and other places that are also BPO destination. So I believe the last buyout numbers that I've saw, there's about 36,000 Jamaicans that are in that industry working with over 60 plus companies. But one of the things you and I have always talked about, Sylbourne, is sort of technology, which is my space.
Yes.
And as the advent of artificial intelligence, I know in the States, a lot of times when you call these companies, you're getting these digital personalities, which is part of the whole maturity of natural language processing,
Yeah.
where you're using AI, if you will, to answer these phones. So the question becomes, another 5, 10 years from now, what does the industry in Jamaica look like, right? So I think there needs to be a discussion in terms of where do we go from here, and to ensure that it doesn't go the way of sort of the free zone, where we had thousands of workers and then that rug just got pulled from under us and a lot of folks lost jobs. So we just have to figure out, how to make sure that we are innovating in that space in a way that will attract companies into Jamaica and not become where it's a low dollar skill set.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, let me just bring in Jenny into the sphere and get her to sort us out. And I'm seeing like a tiger
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
It's
she's ready to pronounce because I said Edwin Allen.
Let me tell you, are you hearing me clearly?
we're hearing you very clearly, Jenny. How are you doing?
Look here. I think you spoke too early. First, because you spoke of sunshine, your fake sunshine, and then it started raining in Jamaica. So good thing I'm a radio broadcast. I got everything ready on hand. So the hairstyle gone, look a bit. And there goes Mr. Ed. The only reason I'm not cussing Edwin Allen discussion when you speak of the great halls of York Castle High School is only because you guys got runners. And you got some of the top and the best. And when we go pen relays and we whop people, whop them as Jamaicans. I'm not saying a word, but so nice to meet you. Blessings. How we doing?
I'm doing good.
It's
Did you
interesting.
plan the outfit?
What's that?
Did you plan the outfit?
I don't know what happened there, but I think it was Oneil there like that, yes, and myself here like that. It wasn't planned.
He just went and grabbed a jacket. I grabbed a jacket, and somehow we grabbed the same jacket.
Yeah, I just went to grab a jacket, and then just coincidence. So Oneil and I will be doing a lot of these things. So I guess we may have to get a person to do our makeup and all those sort of things, Jenny. But Jenny, the stage is yourself. Tell us now. So I started off by just saying Jenny, and I said, listen, Jenny can say it was Jenny. So Jenny, please say it was Jenny, and then so we don't get ourselves confused.
So I want to say Merry Christmas to you and wishing for you a great 2021. And thank you for this opportunity, your case, and Mr. Edwin Allen to talk to the world and everybody joining us. Peace and blessings. I see Michelle and Lilith and everybody. Thank you so much, Lilith. I like the word queen. But Jenny is radio and television and teacher. And I have a partner, so I'm a co-owner for institutions. We call this institution Small Treasures Childcare, where we take care of children from 3 months to 6 years. So we do all of that, and it's been a challenge with COVID, but we're glad that we have the online platform. We do have nursery as well. That's still going face to face with the spacing, and you know how much of a challenge that is with little ones. So and that, and of course, Justice of the Peace, and on a number of boards and director for a number of companies, and we're very happy to serve and very happy to be here. Enough of me. I hate talking about myself like this though. It's all VN. I don't like the VN.
Well, also you got to talk about your castle. I mean, let's just crush it
yes.
for the time being.
Oh, look at Oneil's face. Look at the bad mind. And of course, as a past deputy head girl and the present president of the Jamaica chapter, it's my pride and joy to be associated with what a school. And Oneil, give me a little break, like 10 seconds, to just tell you why I'm so passionate about your castle and people don't understand it. that our parents, my parents were so poor, well, were, because in Jesus' name, that's not it anymore. That York Castle pretty much saved my life. So when I needed scholarships, when other children, I mean, perhaps parents could afford it, Sylbourne parents could afford it. Sylbourne Press, which is nice bus from Kikali near Romaine, Virgo, come from the bush area there, Alexandria. I just could not afford it. And what is wonderful is that York Castle gave me a series of scholarships, which they wanted to keep quiet because you don't want to start something precedent set, you know. And I am here, and I'm very proud to say it because York Castle High School extended, Carl Brown was the principal then, extended a hand of kindness to say, we're going to save this work. So I love me my passion for school.
Yeah.
That helped to build who I am.
Well, I mean, and if we can just delve into that a bit, but schools in Jamaica are what breed the
Yes.
persons that we are. Oneil, Edwin Allen. Oneil, feel free. You can pick up Edwin Allen. I'll give you full.
Yes, Oneil, your time.
No, I always say, Jenny, just like you are passionate about, I'm passionate about Edwin Allen, because without Edwin Allen, I wouldn't be here,
Yeah.
right? And I remember all the teachers and sort of how they, as they say back in Jamaica, grab you by the collar sometime and shake you. I got a lot of that. So everything I have sort of goes back to Edwin Allen and sort of the impact it has on me. So, big up to Edwin Allen. And now, as you said, Jenny, they're the champions, the track and field champions, right? Every year for the last 10, 15 years. So quite passionate about it. But York is right there. York is close by.
Close enough. I think I take a bus and go to Spaldings, and go all the way to Alexandria, then go back to St. Baker. I will still reach yet, but I drive to the close.
The funny thing, I recall when Virgil Whiteman was the principal of York Castle at one point, but I graduated from Virgil Whiteman through Brownson coming to college. And in the UK, we had some campaign going on once for the qualified teacher status, and I was doing some lobbying with my organization, Facilitators for Better Jamaica, and there was some good tiff between how the political people them do it and how the rebel them do it. And I remember one time when there was a breakthrough and people were saying, Sylbourne, have you heard what Birchall said? Like they took full credit. And I wrote something to him and he wrote back to me and said, Mr. Sydial, you do things your way, I do things my way. And I responded back to him and said, well, that is because you're my principal.
I love Virgil Whiteman so much.
Yeah.
I'll pass on what you just said to him. Love him. Another principal, and of course, now we have Raymond Treasure.
Yes, Raymond Treasure, who was my classmate, my batchmate as well. Yeah, we're in the same class. Yes. David Prendergast, who is the ambassador.
Tell them the diplomat. Lord, when I think off of the show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Clark, welcome for joining us tonight. Of course, Jenny, I've got to say, somebody's promoting you. She's a great dancer and diva in fashion.
Thank you, Lily.
Some of your fans.
I gotta go watch the dance tape now.
Well,
What Frequency 2 and Dancing Dynamite, and I'm also executive producer of a number of shows. So I pick me time because I love kids so much, and there's Dancing Dynamite. I don't want to miss that. It's so good. And then we have our web pages up and pages, so tune in anytime.
Fantastic. Well, Jenny, one of the reasons why we were looking at Jamaica moving forward in 2021, I like to say, as normal sometimes, I don't like to say 2021. I like to say the next day. I consider when people start to say, I can't look forward to 2021, I believe it's procrastination. I believe you need to talk about tomorrow. Because I remember in 2019, people were saying, I can't wait for 2020. And now 2020 has come with all what is happening. I can't wait for 2021. So my philosophy is that take each day and don't say wait for 2021. Deal with tomorrow. So you're now into a different sphere of things that Oneil talk about, whereby there's a service that Jamaica may have been missing out on. We had a free zone, which was showing how Jamaica has this powerful entity, which is its human resources. And therefore, you're seeing where the human resources can be tapped into something else, and I want you to sort of share, because this is your platform to show that there are other aspects to the dancing, Jenny.
Yes. Yes. So it's a pleasure. We also have, well, I'm the CEO for Jenny Productions. And what's fantastic, I mean, you call a company and I can't find a company we have not worked with in Jamaica.
Yes.
So if it is you want to say Excelsior, Grace Kennedy, you can keep on going to Seprod. I mean, oh my goodness, Charles Chocolates. I mean, you name any company, Jenny Productions has worked with them, Cal's. And we've created for a number of these, not just their marketing campaigns, not just driven their marketing campaigns, but for like almost every single company you can think of that's a big name in Jamaica, we've been a part of their marketing thrust. So
Mm.
what does this mean though? So give me the first one, because the first one will show all the things that we do, which is we put your commercials together, we put your radio commercials together. So I don't care where you are in the world, it's a global village. You want to make sure you contact us, because especially if you're talking in Jamaica, oh, this yard girl knows yard. If it's Caribbean, I know Caribbean. If it's foreign, I can't do the accent like you guys can, But as a standard English teacher, we communicate. And of course, I've done a number of shows in America, right?
Yes.
Including in the park. Yeah, so we've been there, and as a Miss Jamaica Festival Queen, I've been all over the place making sure brand Jamaica and interacting with people. That's what we do. So therefore, anything you want done, there are lots of persons that they worry me that they have stalled their business, that they have stopped in 2020 because you think the pandemic is doing that to you. Do not give up, do not stop. And if you want a company such as ours to help you get out there, we'll get out there for you. We'll create your commercials, we'll do the scripting, we'll do the creation, and we do have the camera crew, the camera work to make sure we get all the elements together for you. And what is fantastic is that we used to do, when you look on our Jenny Productions page, you'll see that we have thousands, because Loud is our middle name. If you want something quiet, perhaps it's not Jenny,
Mm.
because I bask in the loud and the big crowds and the big support and the success stories. I love them. So therefore, we also love starting new brands and new promotions. So what we've done is to add to our platform two elements that are very important, because once we go forward, we can't go back. You can only
Mm.
just expand. And what we've done is we've added the online promotion. Now,
Yeah.
what exactly is that? When I used to do for like companies like Lasco, huge, what you call them, trucks, where you bring in mails, thousands and thousands of mails when you do the entry,
Mm.
that's not needed anymore. When it is, I do it for a number of companies, and you're drawing and you're spinning again, and we're doing it on television, not needed anymore. Now we have the online promotion. So if there's a supermarket promotion, there is a general promotion, we have the online platform that will allow the upload of receipts. And of course, again, in terms of the draw, no holy paper, no contact, no need to fear COVID. We do that from wherever you are in the world. So therefore, that online platform extends. So if you want to give away a car, feel free. If you want to give away a house, feel free, because we have the platform. As long as people pay for their ticket, they have a receipt number. We have that platform that allows you to expand your business. And now is the time to go through something like that. If you're starting a company, now is the time to do that and use this platform. People are paying attention. People are bored. People want stuff to do. People quietly have money, and all our way broke, people quietly just put it down. If it is that you can use it for an investment, because the pandemic is not going to last forever. Well, you say every 100 years you get one, and then it passes on. What's your plan after the pandemic? You want to make sure that you plan big, and we are here with you. And then now we move now. So we say, okay, since we used to have crowds and throngs of crowd, and when you look at every promotion we do, place rampant jam without apology. Any artist you want, all the dancers you want, because that's what we do. We interact and we bring people in our space. So we say, okay, fine. We do the online shows as well. But we say, okay, so if we're doing a promotion, who's going to be driving that promotion for you?
Mm.
We do that as well with our customer service. So we have what we call Globe Scope BPO. You can go look up Globe Scope BPO. And at Globe Scope BPO, what is fantastic is that agents will answer the phone calls for you.
Mm.
Agents will market the product for you. And if you're in UK, we do it. USA, we do it. The Philippines do it. Wherever in the world. And if it is you have an issue to collect and you want people to help with debt collection, Globe Scope BPO does that. The professional efficiency of the team is unquestionable. You want to push the sales, you want to push the marketing. The fantastic thing is, imagine you have a promotion, whether it be an online one, or you just generally have a promotion that's going on, or you want to reach your customers. Imagine you can do so with agents who are assigned just to you and your product. It is fantastic.
And this, so therefore, what you're doing is tapping into the worldwide market, just like the World Wide Web at the same time.
It's a global village, right?
Jamaica being a particular hub. Oneil, I'll let you go first.
No, I like what you're mentioning, Jenny, and as you're talking, the term digital marketing pops up in my head. And you talk about the platform, obviously you have different business interests, but how are you touching your customers, right? From a digital perspective, given, when I come to Jamaica, everybody have 1, 2, 3 phones, right? So how are you sort of touching those customers to get that, what we call the 360 experience, so I could sense what the customer wants? How are you doing that in your digital platform?
No, so you're so right though, and I like bright people. I like bright men a lot because you're right. So, because it is exactly what we're doing with the 360. Because we do the WhatsApp, we do the text blast, we have that capacity as well. And because now we have a lot of companies that they still want to do giveaways, they still want to ensure that the customers get that customer experience. We have the entire platform. So if it's a WhatsApp blast, the text blast. If it is that you want the customer service, if it is you want somebody that's selling your products, if you want somebody that's answering the phones for you 24 hours, you name how often you want, you can call us. We'll be a part of that. The 360, wherever you want to take it, wherever in the world you want to go, we can go there with you. So no longer are we limited to our Caribbean shores. No longer is it that we got to think of from Portland to Negril Point.
Yes.
No, it is that if it is that your customers are all over the world, imagine you're going to make sure you reach and promote and even do those. Imagine though, if it is you're doing a car and the promotion is a global one, and you use Globe Scope to do that. It's time for us to get there. So yes, man, very digital, very 360. If you can go 480 degrees, we're ready with that because that's what we do.
I noticed yesterday you were having some rum. And
man, and my 2 parents are pastors. Be very careful. I was sipping.
And the poor young guys, them didn't know what they were doing. They were confused whether it was a jam or the rum or the ladies that was going into their heads. You know what I mean? But but away from that, Jamaica is now poised at this present moment whereby you're seeing the fallout of the tourism industry, whether we like it or not, no matter how many positive talks is about it. The reality is that it is on its face. A lot of young people are out there looking for opportunities. I even saw my niece. I saw her with a farm. She's a teacher, and I said, "Wow, she got a farm." I think I want to buy 2 cows for that farm. How are young people actually tapping into these new innovations? Is it something we're reaching out to these young people as a way forward with this new type of ventures?
No, it's a very good question. It's frightening what's happening because, wow, we have just pivoted. We have just, it's like, what do we call it when we go to the beach and we use we call that when we sail again? What we call that thing that we sail?
Oneil is a bright one.
When you're playing, and you're playing on you sail that thing on the beach and you're catching it from one end to the next.
Oh, frisbee.
Boomerang or boomerang.
Thank you. In the chat, let me know. I know
boomerang.
Boomerang. So when boomerang comes back at you, no, they're not coming back at all. It's all frisbee. Because what's happening is, I think, as a teacher, I must confess, I think we have held them back, but not anymore. So here's what's frightening. Because they are so ready for the digital exposure, our young people love this. It's a blessing for them. It's a blessing to be on the Google platform, the Zoom link, to be doing all of these things, the teams, and people, the young people are having their own Zoom meetings and they're and linking with their friends. It's frightening how if teachers don't fix it fast and industries don't fix it fast, how we're going to be way behind these youngsters. So I love that we have done a frisbee during this COVID time because our kids are tapping into the digital platform like you've never seen. It's scary and beautiful. Just as how your castle has won nationally robotics, Lord of His mercy. There's no holding back this nation. And you think Sedema gonna left me? If they pick them in this country, think they're going to leave Jenny Productions, they make a sad mistake. So I love COVID is awful that we have lost a lot of lives. It's awful that people are sick and afraid. Awful that we do this to shake hands. Awful. But what is great is how it has released and opened doors so that those persons who had the insular thought, you got to think big now and think wide, because that's where it's forcing us to be.
So Jenny, let's zoom in on that. So one of Sylbourne and I have talked about is Jamaica has great universities, right? Great talent coming out of this university. And with COVID, you mentioned now embracing technology more now than so. How do we make Jamaica that technological hub where robotics, something that I'm big into, artificial intelligence, we are the technological hub of the Americas, right? How do we do that? How do we sort of tap into that energy?
I like that you asked that, Oneil. Like, I just submitted my document because I'm studying as well. I'm using the time wisely. I'm easily bored, You have to give me tips to do our development. So I'm studying again. Yes, man, taking it to the next level. And what is fantastic is that I just did my thing on diaspora. So my thing is the diaspora literature. And how interesting that you should ask that question, because it becomes your question. It is the diaspora that has to make sure that during this time we lead our prime minister. When you're talking about $2.2 billion from remittances from the diaspora is what Jamaica on average. And you can imagine what you don't hear. What you hear, okay, I don't know what country, right? Some things are not quietly coming in. 2.2 billion reported. Imagine what we know here is what your power is. And I just press send because Sylbourne is going to kill me for not doing the teaser, but I got to make sure I get this assignment in. I'm tired of this assignment and I got more. And when I saw that figure, I'm like, wow, $2.2 billion reported. Where am I going with this discussion? I'm going that you got the power. It is the diaspora that should make sure the prime minister has promised. I like it when politicians promise, and I'm not one of those that are afraid of promises because I want to make sure we press replay. We want to do the replay. And Prime Minister Andrew Holness promised he's going to be doing and thrusting our young people into that. Now, you with your $2.2 billion injected in this country, and it must be more. It got to be like $5 billion. You want to ensure that you remind the Prime Minister. You want to ensure when you send the monies to the different banks, you say it's for this purpose. It's for Edwin Allen to make sure they have this department. Not just that department. We got to finish it. Just like how your castle helped me to finish my life with not just one scholarship. You want to say, okay, I want an industry now. Okay, so here we go. We're going to make sure we put these forces together. We're going to start this auto mechanic. Because right here, after we've given this is how we want to make sure that the employment is there. So what we've done is that we're schooling them, as you say, but now we need to make sure we're not just giving them that, we're tooling them for life. So I'm throwing it back at you. You're spending the nearly $4 billion. Where are you telling government you want it invested? The problem is lots of times you just send it and then you say, oh, it's to develop Jamaica. What the hell do you mean? Tell the government, please tell Andrew Holness, they're listening. Babsy Grange, they're listening. Tell them where you want it done. They say the problem is lots of times you don't know either. Don't start me up here, it's your show. Right. But you want to make sure you do the research and you say, I want it to be used for this development and for this job creation, because that's all it needs. Somebody to develop and put it in that course, because that's all it needs. Wow. Direction.
Wow, that is powerful. I hope they are listening. I mean, I've got persons who are watching the show, and I hope that the government actually hear what you are saying, because it is not business as normal, isn't it, Jenny? And it's not about dancing, but it's about life-changing decisions that government have to look into. Because as Oneil and I was speaking before, you had the free zone, which was operating in Jamaica for a period of time, but the free zone is not there anymore, is it?
I don't want to. I don't want to say it's not there because guess what? It's booming though. I don't want to say big up every time
Yeah.
to the wharf, Kingston wharves, to
Yeah.
customs. Oh my God!
Yeah.
If you're talking about boom,
Yes.
that industry has
Yeah.
taken off like you'd never believe it.
Yeah.
Millionaires being created overnight from that. So
Yeah.
therefore, it has just expanded in a different kind of way because we are the hub. Don't forget, you got to get through here. That passage, oh, what a beautiful day. When I don't care if it is plate tectonics, I don't care if it is rock slide over here named Jamaica that put us in the middle of this path and the channel to move from South America to North America. Why do you think Columbus fighting over us and UK kept fighting and everybody and China still wants to keep a relationship because of where we are? So the point is, Sylbourne and Oneil, the good news is where we are, we will always have power. We just got to make sure we use that power because we're right there in that passage.
A question that, Oneil, after this, I'll put it on. Paul Cole just said, is remittance being used for consumption or for development purposes? That's not a question again, because the money may be coming in, but what is it used for? Just recently when they said, people were laughing at the people in the UK and say, you guys are banned, you guys are blocked from coming to Jamaica. So some Jamaicans started to tease back and say, well, remittance is also blocked as well. It's also blocked as well. But on a serious note, is remittance being used for consumption or development purposes?
It has to be both, though. It has to be both. There's just no way. There are lots of Jamaicans who, especially now, are jobless. And what's a pound? You send money all the time. Sylbourne, you're always taking care of people in Jamaica. What's a pound? You just have one by cow. What's a pound?
I think about 180. I think about 180. I got a banker on here and Alex Bent. I think about 187 or something.
Exactly. So every time you send us a pound, imagine how we can buy chicken back. We can do so much with a pound. You can buy flour and cornmeal. And I'm saying it has to be both. The number of Jamaicans who are very smart that they choose, because we have great banks now, fantastic banks. So therefore you have banks who are I don't even want to start calling a brand since I'm associated with so many brands, but you send your money there and direct the course in terms of the development that you want to do. And I see now what people have been doing wrong. And don't start me up here because you get your castle. Yay! In the house. I see why I see you all so excited. I think one of the things that we do wrong as it relates to that is that I'm sorry, they're gonna hate me a little bit now, is that we send the money to a granny, a girlfriend, the next woman that we want to make sure so we get a little piece from. And all them thinking about is how them can buy the next hair, or them can get the wig, or them can make sure so the house have nice big color. But if it is you set you go gear, I mean I say no gear enough, I give them enough, give them a little bit. The consumption must be the smaller portion. That you send that, route that through the financial institutions and get development going in this nation. Stop asking them to bank the money for you. What is, okay, the banks are not going to like me. How much you think you get from putting your money in a regular account? I don't even think it's 1%. I don't even think your savings is even 1%. Am I correct, Oneil? You sound brighter than me. It's not even 1%.
Not even 1%.
It's not so you waste your money, but you send it to Jamaica and tell you to put in a bank for you. What is that? So therefore, you find the documents. There are documents where you can. Of course, we hate the pandemic because it has affected that. But the pandemic will be gone. Say in about 5 months, you'll start seeing some plateauing of the pandemic for sure, because injection and hope and all these things are going to be happening. I'm saying root it. So therefore, you get both done. You get the consumption, a smaller part of that, but you root the development, because guess what? It's ironic that question that the young man asked, because one leads to the next. You can't disassociate the two. If you help with development, you also will be fixing consumption.
So what you're saying, Jenny, is the consumption is there, which is important because we have to take care of family members, but is an investment piece that is also more important, because if you do both and you sort of get those two buckets and you say, and I'm going to use education as an example. Let's create a robotics program at York Castle and Edwin Allen, because we're going to get the next Steve Jobs or the next Elon Musk coming out of Jamaica. Is that what you're talking about?
That you can't, so you can't go wrong. Imagine what you've done is you've empowered a country, you have invested in your country, you've created more jobs in your country, you've created more opportunities in your country, you're bringing investors into your country. Can you imagine what that means? People be scoffing at your job and you behave like you're in Singapore and we're talking about standard of living will be raised. That's what you get when you invest in your country. So minimize, I hate it when people eat so much. Stop eating so much, save more. And is what I strongly believe. When you earn, stop nyam it. Stop eat so much of it. How much piece of chicken you're gonna eat? Lord Jesus. How big has got the plate of food got to be? One chicken leg good. The next part, put it down, invest it. Balance the life. You got to make sure that you do that. Somebody was asking about Western Union, if it's true that they no longer. There's no truth about that. Are you crazy? What Western Union is doing, which is great, and you should have them pay for the commercial on this. Make sure they do that, Sylbourne, since I want to fix what Lorna just asked, is that they allow you now direct to bank. So to minimize in terms of to maximize security, instead of lining up and joining long lines, no, they allow you to do straight to the bank, which I love as part of the expansion. They're part of our show in Jamaica as well.
Well, we seem to have a lot of bright people on here because
I love them.
Someone just gave us the rate for the banks, for the savings.
Yeah, almost 1%. See, Jenny?
Horror, not even one. Thank you, Alex.
What is it? 0.09% interest per year. So
sad. And you wasted putting it there. You know who benefits from that? Don't tell him I told you. The bank.
Yes, because the money's working. The money's working. The money's there.
You should see how. Have you seen our townhouses? Oh, Sylbourne, when you come to Jamaica, you will not want to go back to UK. If you see how our house them glamorous and the townhouses and the apartments. Hello, if you see how Jamaica develop and look nice, you're not going to go back to them bag of lights where you have behind you. You're going to stay here. Remember me tell you. But I want people, of course, thank you so much. I get the sense that you're going to be wrapping up. I feel you're coming.
No, we're just starting.
I actually have
dancing. Yes, Oneil.
I actually have a follow-up question. So, if you look at, we talked about tourism, and which was a huge sector in the economy, huge, for GDP. You have the BPO industry, which, you could correct me, Jenny, I think it's about over 36,000 person work in that industry and over 60 plus companies.
Yes.
But it seems to me the companies are not innovating in a way that if I'm a US based company and, I mentioned artificial intelligence, natural language and processing, for example, are starting to disrupt that industry. How do we ensure that Jamaica and the BPO industry keep innovating, adding some of these technology? So now we are the technology hub and we're going to those customers to say, by the way, we offer these type of services. How do we make sure that investment has been done?
Okay, so it's happening though, Oneil. So when you ask me the question, it's almost hard to answer it in the future because you give me a futuristic element where that is concerned. And no, it's already happening. So for example, when you think of Globe Scope BPO, that does that. If you see the number of, in terms of the eyes and ears, in terms of the server, the 2020 survey, if we're talking about in terms of how it is that it is beautiful that not even a thumb drive can be, you can't place that on any of the devices because the security is so tight. Then not just that, we're talking about, and I'm bragging about Globescope BPO here, because what is fantastic is that, can you imagine if it is that you give work to be done, you can see how many calls. I'm going to tell you what's happening in a number of companies. Mm-hmm. And I hate it because Jenny chats too much. I've been with bosses when we offer them Globescope BPO and then they zoom in their cameras to watch their workers. And they're on YouTube. The men, they were like watch naked women that have sex, them watching that while they're on the job. Everybody having porn on the job. And then you look up once in a while to make sure you catch something. And then the boss goes somewhere else, somebody else is putting on makeup and all these things. There's nothing wrong with them downtime. The good thing about this that you're asking me about in terms of where we are, it is so techno-savvy. Only they're going to take it back and have manners. It tells you how many calls you get for the day. It tells you what time the calls come in. It tells you in terms of where the calls dropped. It tells you where the calls are coming from. It tells you in terms of what the people wanted to know. What I love, which is why I'm very excited to introduce this platform and tell people to call us so that we can drive your business is that it gives you the answer to everything. So if you even if it is, here's the thing, while it is we're answering the phone for you, whether it be a medical facility or your consumer products, guess what? We're also taking market information.
Yeah.
So if it is they call and they don't, and you don't have, say it is you don't have, I'm big on yogurt, I'm big on health, you don't have the yogurt, and we keep on getting 10 calls on yogurt. You know what we can tell the client? Guess what? They wanted this, but they kept asking for that.
Mhm.
Imagine what you've done with the one money. Market research. And the workers, they have their own lockers. The workers at Globescope, and don't know about the others. With that very intense, technologically driven industry which you're telling you about, yeah, there's no pen, no thumb drive, nothing. If it does that, the system sends a major, massive alert. So you cannot even think the thought of doing anything else but just typing away and answering the phone calls, doing the call support, making sure you do the inbound, the outbound calls, all of that. No, Oneil, man, you're kind of late. Jamaica.
So what you're saying, Jenny, is that behind the scene, you're looking at the data and you're using the data to sense what the customer wants, and you're sending back that report to whoever your clients are.
That's right. So when you talk about how about if we get there, we're already there. And it's very costly, which is why you don't have a lot of it. It costs millions and millions and millions. So perhaps that's why you get the sense of perhaps it being small or absent, but it is very present. And you know how it is. Technology is not cheap, and it's going to get more expensive, especially now the world is driven by that. It becomes a very important tool. If you're looking for a husband, find a man in technology. One, either a trade man who did IT and technology or carpentry or plumbing, or a man in technology, because that's where the world is going, and it's paying.
So I guess what we're saying then is that the world has now become a bit much smaller. In a sense, very small now. And years ago they said the diaspora is a powerful entity, but now the diaspora is now even becoming a bit much smaller, and therefore you are seeing beyond the diaspora.
Yes.
And you're seeing the great potential which is out there that Jamaica can benefit a lot. And you know what, the whole advent of COVID, and you said it, Jenny, while it has its negative streak and a different negative aspect with the death, but just like with Jesus of Nazareth, when they said, can anything good come out of Nazareth?
Yeah.
You remember, anything good. But if people are actually being honest with themselves, they can actually see some positive streaks which are coming out of this time. I'm not going to say out of COVID, out of this time, this scenario. And it's something Oneil and I have been talking about, whereby we always say, if we're not able to get our guests, and our guest is even late, we can always talk about the ways forward. As to how we believe Jamaica is going, as to how we believe the UK is going, as to how we believe America is going, because there's you got some people right now, Jenny. Listen, cleaning companies are doing fantastic jobs.
Yes, yes.
It's deep clean.
Selling alcohol and the sanitizers. Whoa!
Yes.
Pharmaceuticals doing well. And I'm saying, if it is that somebody has an idea, Oneil, let me talk to you, okay? Say this, you're going to start a business idea, Oneil, and you call Jenny Productions. One of the good things is we drive it for you. So we make your commercial, your radio, your TV commercial. We give you ideas on how to reach your marketplace. Guess what? You don't even need any time anymore to set up an office, to spend millions on water and light. Imagine, through us, you'll get your commercials done, you'll get the marketing done, the online platform done, and guess what? You'll have somebody, even one agent, who's your executive agent answering the phones. So I'm just saying, whatever idea you're coming up with, wherever you are in the world, we're talking to Carly, Beneath, Alex, all those on the page, Lorna. If it is you have an idea and you want to link Jenny Productions to get it done, you don't even need to worry about setting up an office, because our customer, we assign an agent to you. So you have your own virtual office, and executives have been doing that more and more, and that is just, it's another great opportunity coming out of this time. Lots of people have been wanting to set up businesses. Imagine you can do this now. Go about your business, and your business is doing well for you.
So you said you're creating a platform that has all the puzzle pieces or ingredient to drive business outcomes.
That's right. And to have you reach your customers. So no need to worry about they touching you, you touching them, you getting COVID. It locks you physically in, it doesn't lock your mind in. It doesn't lock the cash in. And worse, because cash is now definitely soft cash. How many is a long time we don't see physical money,
It's
don't.
all digital now, digital currency.
Exactly. So therefore, why are you waiting for COVID to be done to grab the opportunity? I'm saying to you, don't, because
Yeah.
it already is that digital world. You want to make sure right now today you call us, you email. My email is easy. It's Jenny, Jenny, Jenny Productions at gmail.com, or Jenny Productions. I still in MSN. I still love MSN, MSN.com, or Globescope. You have info at Globescope BPO. You have that opportunity. See, there we go. Jenny Productions at Gmail. We have that. And the numbers are there: 876-978-6371. And if you call me now, you get me right now at 876-589-9609.
They, they,
Globescope has
they,
its own
they,
numbers.
they,
You can
they
call them.
can't call. They can't call you now. You're on the air. So
Yeah.
can
Don't coming out. I'm on there.
Jenny, let me ask a question. I'm sure a lot of folks who are listening will love, you're in the, you say you're, you're radio personality, but I'd say you're a radio personality than a mogul, a business mogul, because you're in the education space, right? And then you're in BPO. How do you do all of this?
Glad you asked that question, not me.
And then
How do you do all of this? How do you're the CEO of your business?
Okay, so let's go. So I fuse it all. Okay, it's easy to fuse. So like my daughter just came in here and I flagged her and I say, be quiet. and I want her to be in the space because then this is part of education. And then it is when we started the school, I started because I have a child and I did not get from a number of institutions what I wanted to see. I didn't like some of their infrastructure, and I didn't like how, in terms of how education was disseminated. And with Small Treasures Childcare, what I love is that the teacher in me, because I'm a trained teacher, I get the chance to touch these lives and guide them as well. So therefore, you see how I'm fusing that now. So I'm a trained teacher, I fuse that in. And then from there, we start the TV show because I had a lot of my kids sounding like Peppa Pig. A lot of them sounding like they were Dora. I'm like, why does this whole school sound like Dora? It bothers me. And then I went and I said to my principal, let's do picnic time. And then I'm looking at how everybody talking about singing in Jamaica, and I get concerned that the dancers they'll stop you once in a while. Then look here, when I'm on stage, I mash up the place. Nobody looking at the dancers. So we say, okay, nobody looking at the dancers. We'll create a dancing show. So we call it Dancing Dynamites, and it's the #1 in the Caribbean. No show like it. And we're starting back in January, COVID or no COVID. So y'all look out for it and go like the pages and follow it. And then we fuse that now. We have Jenny Productions. So Jenny Productions promotes Picnic Time. We promote Dancing Dynamites. We promote all our sponsors and their products and their promotion. And now that we can't go in the road because government says 50 and 50, and the number keeps changing, it's another problem. Here it comes. We're talking about Globescope BPO that will still get you all there. See, I fuse the world.
Fantastic. Okay, well, Jenny, that is fantastic, and I think we're just setting the stage, isn't it? We're setting the stage for something bigger, and starting a massive association, because as the show is connecting with Jamaica on a Sunday, where we're looking to tap into some great stuff. Paul Cole was who I started with initially with the great work which he's doing with United Way. Dr. Henley Morgan. I also had the new leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, tapping into any person at all. Oneil and I have some plans for 2021 as well. Well, not for 2021, for tomorrow. We said tomorrow. We don't. The next day. The next day. We don't believe in procrastination. But let's just hear what some of the people are actually saying here at the same time. Lorna, for Jenny, I need to hear that. Some people were really worried. Alex Bent, townhouses are nice. Yes. I know, Alex, I know you're enjoying that. Yes, show off. And Lilith Edward, Jamaica, nice. Yeah. Alex Bent as well said the only way to better BPOs, you'll have to expand small business through small business association. Lorna Foster said the Western Union line and MoneyGram is too long. No, listen, talk about Western Union line, MoneyGram line. There's this thing called Zoom.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to go into the line anymore. Those things gone.
That's a different. You see now, that's why I'm afraid to get into these competitions. Because Zoom is VMBS, and I used to. I used to do the commercials for Zoom, and then now it's Usain Bolt doing the commercials. So see, I'm afraid to get into that because then get know with the two different.
Oh, so a lot of
So
politics get into these things now.
let me fix it fast since they're all listening. Zoom is good. Western Union is good, and I want Lorna to know. Lorna is obviously still part of that generation, Oneil, that's afraid. And I really wanted to do an industry on that, and an industry is waiting for that, Oneil, to help those who need to get into the digital world. And the
Yep, the
teacher
digital currency.
I'm planning it. So Lorna, you don't need to join the line anymore, which is what I was saying to you nicely about Western Union. They do bank to bank now. You no longer need to go to the bank, and
Peer
they're
to peer. Yep.
not even to come to them. So you should not have long lines because they're. I have a document. Here's my book. I should show you. You go in once, you sign a form, and then you bring it to your bank. And after that, you do not go back to Western.
Wow, that's awesome. And Alex Bent is saying as well that this is a good point. And most university students are employed by the BPO sector.
Yes.
Apart this transition to do with employees stealing data as well. Somebody say lineage, don't know what that is. Ingrid June Christie, I think virtual office in Jamaica is brilliant, currently using. So I guess you're on the money. You're on the money there.
So tell them to call us. We'll have them to make sure they grow some more. Make sure you call, make sure you email. We're looking forward to hearing from you and growing your business.
Yes. And if you can't get through to her, just listen out.
Hey,
call me on Oneil. Call me on. I was gonna say just go onto the radio and hear some noise I make.
True. Or on my pages, Jenny Energizer for IG and Jenny for Facebook. So many ways to get to me because I love interacting. I'm not one of those who hide. I love being with you.
Well, it's good that Oneil. Any last word with Jenny before she goes?
No, I love the work you're doing, especially some of the technological advancement, because I do believe that's the future. And the comment around the university students, a lot of them are coming out innovating, and if you just let them go, they'll start creating the next technological advancement in the BPO sector.
And also as well, Jenny, regarding the music section now with the DJs, the lack of the concert, how are they going through with that?
No, fix it up, fix up your talk. I went to Rockford because you see that I have this new client that I'm helping, so I'm pushing her hermetic rum, right? And when I went there, there's a gentleman, he had such a big accent, the Rastaman, and I can't remember his name right now. And he says, "Come, Jenny, I just finished my live concert with Maxi Priest online. What are you talking about?" So what's happening? Just as how we have the frequency party through our platform, radio and TV platform, that's now taking on its own. You're paying online. You're making sure just as how you're getting the conversation going and the talks going, and in terms of doing, because I do that as well in terms of that's just a part that I give back for now, in terms of making sure that you motivate and you give ideas. So therefore I do a lot of guest speaking on this platform. They're doing the shows on the platform now in a big way. Remember the York Castle show? Sylbourne party. Yes. So we just have the York Castle big bashment jam online for the tablets and that did very well. We're able to raise monies, and now we're buying the tablets and buying the laptops for a number of kids. So that's taken off in another very big way, and the comedians are using it as well. Like I spoke with IT the other day, and he's having a show online. Oh, so hey, not stopping them. You see, you gotta eat, So they find creative and innovative ways, as Oneil says, to make sure that you get to the world, because
and that kicked off from the time with Beanie Man and Bounty Killer at the time.
Yes.
With a big belly. Someone with a big belly. Yeah.
Do you want to be that guy?
I want to be that guy.
You're not going to get me in a Moses David's belly. I am a beautiful God. And Crystal went and them have exercise and jog after that. So you're belly gone.
That's fell apart. Well, listen, Jenny, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And ladies and gentlemen, you have seen some great initiative that BPO and the work that Jenny is doing. I'll just put it back up there just one more time so you can see the and there we are. Jenny, you can give a narration of that again. Give a narration of the
So wherever you are, especially for those that are overseas and you've been sending the money and not much happening with the money, start an industry. The good news is that we'll do the television commercial for you, the radio commercial, we do all the marketing for you. We'll go out there in the streets carefully with all the COVID protocols in place that we have been doing. As you look on our platform, you see we've been doing it for some clients. We'll also, if it is you want to do a draw for those who have those wonderful ideas, yes, you can still do your online raffles, your online promotion. And then here's what's fantastic. We can drive the sales, drive the marketing for you through Globe Scope BPO with our customer service, and those agents will answer the phone. They'll be 100% dedicated to your work. You will get reports every single day if you want it, every week if you want it. You'll get the chance to see the traffic. You'll see how many calls you get. It reports to you in a very detailed way like nothing else, no other platform can. And therefore, you can definitely balance and find out, and of course have an idea of what's working for you and what's not working for you. It's 100% all eyes, all ears, all transparency. You got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Fantastic. And Jenny, Lilith Edwards said, I'll call you later, take my business to the next level to create job opportunities. So there we
Call me, we look forward.
Okay. Well, Jenny, I want to thank you so much for coming on and all the best. I know you can hold on before hold on. Let me show you.
He's now Edwin Allen honorarian now.
And look here, I got lots of cousins who go to Edwin Allen, careful to come from Cascade near Spalding side. So lots go to Knox, some go to Edwin Allen. So yeah, I'm already there, baby. Already there.
Well, I'll show you that we got sunshine in the UK. I'll just show you that we got sunshine in the UK. It was 1 second there. Let me just show it to you. I was having a conversation this morning with someone, and they're in Jamaica, and I said, it's sunny. It's hot and sunny. And they said, I didn't know that sunshine in England in December. And I said, here we go again with the fake news. Yes, sun shines here, and it is a sunny day. A sunny Sunday afternoon. It's cold though, bloody cold. But yes, sun do shine in the UK, even in the winter. As a matter of fact, I think it's more like a fake sun, because the sun doesn't, you don't get any heat really. It's more cold. There you are. So you see, oh, sorry, you're on mute. Sorry. Yeah, I got you now.
I'm hoping that they heard what I said before though.
Oh, what did you say?
No, people been complaining that I'm muted. So I'm hoping that they heard all the nice things I just said about how it is will grow. They heard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that real sun? Was it real sun? Or you just some light in your face?
Sometimes no, real sun. No, that was real sun. That was real sun. I was in the car. That was real legal sun and stuff like that.
Oh, the poor child. Imagine you're in a place where even if it's cold, you'll accept the sun anyway. And now it's raining, we can go dip in the Caribbean Sea, we can dive off.
All right, we can cut her off now.
Yeah.
Jenny, all the best, and thank you so much for joining us today. Okay.
I hope we meet one of these days. Sylbourne, hug.
Yeah, man. Enough. You got to give Oneil a hug just because he's from Edwin Allen. Come on.
No, it's a kiss. Okay,
all right. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Oneil, that was fantastic. Yes.
That was a fun one.
Yes. And what's your take on the overview of the discussion, especially with the BPO and the way forward in regards to Jamaica?
No, I think some of the technological advances that she talked about is great, but I forgot who made the statement about there's a huge segment of the university graduates that are working in the BPO industry. That is a positive, but I have some concern about that because I have cousins who they finish with an electrical engineering degree and they're working in the BPO industry. So the question becomes, what are some of those technological advancements that they're going to get those opportunities to grow in? Because I do believe it's an industry that if you inject technology in a meaningful way, you could lead the industry, but there has to be some thought process put in terms of ensuring that that innovation is there. And we talked about that there's a huge amount of talents coming out of the university there. So how do you make sure that they're not stagnant in the sense that they're just sitting answering calls, right? There's opportunity to grow into something else.
Because if that's the case now, you're going to have people questioning the need to go to university.
Exactly.
Because they're sitting next to someone who just came out of high school or somewhere because they got the ability to answer a phone call.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. But it's a challenging time. But I think like what Jenny's doing and the whole work of the BPO, I think it is showing that there are many ways. But after seeing my cousin, my niece, with a farm, showing a farm, I said, my days, that's just fantastic because she don't have to do it. But I'm actually looking to see maybe invest in a couple of cows for a farm in Jamaica. Yeah. I think we have to look at different ways.
No, and I think that's where she, the fact COVID has disrupted and people are, Jamaican people is always innovative, right? Jamaicans will find a way out. Thinking about it, creating that platform where she has the marketing piece, she has all the different aspects, and I call it the puzzle pieces to get that 360 view. She's thinking about it the right way. One of the questions I wanted to ask her, because she mentioned around the servers, that is the past. Most folks are moving to the cloud, leveraging the cloud. The cloud is secure, so most people don't have physical servers anymore. So that will help around the cost of technology and the entry to technology, where any person out of university to go to Amazon, Google, or any one of these cloud service provider and start an account and create whatever. You could go to Shopify and create, a storefront in a couple of minutes. So there are platforms out there for folks who are entrepreneur in Jamaica who wants to sort of do market and selling online. The entry is pretty easy nowadays.
And only in wrapping up, how do you see 2021? I mean, with what's happening, not just for Jamaica, but on a world global sphere now, with the advent of COVID, which based on what we are getting is not going to dip down, because I hear the UK is talking about maybe shutting down, everybody going to tier 4. I hear that Bill Gates is actually saying he doesn't see us coming out of this till 2022, latter part of 21, 22. We have got to innovate and tap into some existing things which we are seeing and developing on that, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe 2020 is going to be an awesome year for everybody. It's not like there was a catastrophic event, meaning everything just die off or whatever. We have debts, which unfortunately, but when you look at how the government shut down the economy, that pent up sort of ready to go is there, and I do believe 2021 is going to be a great year with a vaccine. I read somewhere today where Europe is looking at administer about 450 million doses over the next couple of months. What has been done in the UK and other countries, I do believe it's going to be a huge year because folks are ready to go. But I do believe you have some people who think you're going to go back to, March, right? Go back to yesterday. That's not going to happen, right? So I think if you have that forward-looking mindset, and chaos breed a certain amount of resiliency, and I think you're going to see that come 2021. So I'm a bullish on 2021. Yes. I think we're going to see it awesome across the globe.
Yes. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining, and thanking Jenny for coming on earlier today with her explosive energy and that blah boom, which is fantastic. And also, I would say we'll see you next year on the show. I mean, even though I come on every other time, but I think, Oneil, based on what we're looking at, we won't be back on, because the next Sunday will be the 3rd. Wow.
Yeah, New Year.
Wow, 3rd, yeah.
The 3rd. Yeah. Will be 2021.
2021, yeah, we're there now, So happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't see you again. But, I'll always be coming on and dropping something controversial, if anything like that. Okay, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on, yeah? If you just hang on around, and a bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Thank you so much, and remember to like and subscribe to the Sylbourne Show. And all the best, and peace out, and take care of yourself. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Social distance. Be wise in all that you do, and see you around. Thank you.